Dawn broke cold and gray over the wreckage. They were alone now, castaways on an unforgiving shore. The shore offered no sanctuary. With the ocean reclaiming the wreckage, their only option was the treacherous climb towards the dunes.
The sea had taken everything. Now, huddled against the dawn, they faced the terrifying truth. They were completely alone.
Daybreak brought no rescue, only the stark reality of their isolation.
Daybreak brought little comfort, only the realization that we were truly alone, trapped between the unforgiving sea and whatever lies within the mist.
We lost everything in the wreck. Whatever we had left, Claire organized. Water and shelter came first.
Water, the most basic requirement for survival out here. Every drop is life itself.
The sea had taken everything. Now, clinging to this rock, they found their salvation, however small.
Securing a clean water source is paramount. By filtering the condensation through a natural funnel, they managed to gather precious drops. The tide gives back what it claims. Rope, plastic, maybe even a tarp. Enough to build shelter, if I can reach it before dark. The first priority was shelter. High ground was essential, away from the rising tide and the dangers lurking above and within the jungle wall.
They knew the storm was coming. If this shelter didn't hold, they wouldn't last another night on the island. The friction creates heat, but the damp fibers refuse to catch.
The sun beats down, a relentless forge where only the adaptable can hope to endure. On this island, midday brought harsh sun and the relentless surf. Survival here meant constant vigilance, even for the smallest things. A delicate balance exists within these pools, a constant struggle for survival hidden beneath the shimmering surface.
We teach them young the difference between food and poison. Out here, that knowledge is the only currency that matters.
The reef eel senses the intrusion, a silent guardian of this ancient place. The island does not forget. In this barren landscape, every movement held meaning. A single dive could mean the difference between hunger and hope. In the heart of the jungle, every creature is both predator and prey. A moment's warmth can quickly turn fatal.
In the wild, every movement is a risk. One wrong step here, and the Millers knew their journey was over.
Survival here is a constant battle. For the gecko, the difference between life and death.
The gnats carry more than just an itch. In this environment, a simple bite could be a death sentence.
In this place, the darkness waits just beyond the light, and the quiet never lasts for long.
The jungle offers no quarter.
Every step must be measured, every shadow watched.
Not long ago, something large passed this way. The soil is still damp from the wallow. We are in its territory now.
In the jungle, silence is the first rule of survival. One wrong step, and the hunt could turn deadly. Water, the most precious commodity. In the heart of the jungle, every drop meant the difference between survival and despair.
As the sun dipped below the horizon, the true isolation of this place began to set in. They guarded the water with their lives. Every drop was accounted for, marked and measured against the fading light. As the light fades, the real work begins. Out here, fire isn't just warm.
Pushing past exhaustion, Ethan knew this had to work. The ember was fragile, a tiny heartbeat against the encroaching cold. As the last light faded, the fire brought not just warmth, but the reassurance that they might see another dawn. When the light fades, the predators emerge. We huddled by the fire, hoping it would be enough to see us through the night. Survival was a delicate balance. One eye on the food, the other scanning the darkness for unseen threats. The fire offered little comfort against the encroaching night. Out here, every shadow hides a predator. In the heart of the jungle, silence was a luxury they couldn't afford. Every rustle, every distant cry, they thought the fire kept them safe. But in this unforgiving wilderness, the real predators wait just beyond the glow.
The markers are set. The jungle offers the safest passage, provided we reach the ridge before dawn. We must be precise.
Another dawn on the island. The fire is fading, and with it, perhaps their chances of rescue. They were utterly alone.
They knew the water wouldn't last. Every drop was measured, every hour counted. The ridge was their only hope.
Leaving the relative safety of the shore, the Miller family ventured into the green expanse, a wilderness that demanded everything they had.
The jungle holds many secrets, and few who enter here ever return the same.
The jungle demands patience. Every footfall is a gamble out here. We rely on the stick and the compass to keep us alive.
The morning light brings little comfort in this place. Above the darkness, the jungle awakens, and we are not alone.
In the jungle, silence is a warning. Every sound amplified, every shadow a potential threat. They knew one mistake here could be their last.
In the unforgiving heart of the jungle, landmarks like the double palm were the only guideposts between life and a swift demise.
Align the needle with the ridge, then locate the palms. That's our road in. Make sure you remember it, we only have so much daylight left.
A ghost of what was. A promise of what still lurks.
In this environment, every step is a risk. Caution wasn't just a virtue, it was the only way to survive. The jungle swallows everything eventually. But this old buoy, it proved we weren't the first to reach this unforgiving shore.
We knew then the buoy wouldn't hold our weight. We were truly stranded.
The ridge offered a view, but little else. Trapped between the endless jungle and the indifferent sea, Ethan knew the smoke was their only chance. Claire found the shelter, but it was Leo who truly saw the way forward. They thought the signal would save them, but the sea rarely gives back what it takes, and the storm was just beginning. Stranded and exposed, the Miller family raced against the elements, knowing the slightest delay could cost them everything.
Cut off from the world, their only hope lay in those stones. But the sea was rising, and the storm showed no mercy.
The ridge offered little shelter, but it was the only visible spot for miles. They worked against the clock and the elements.
Hope was a fragile thing out here, easily washed away by the coming tide. But they held on.
They knew the storm was coming, and every minute counted. The ridge offered little shelter, but they
saw it. The storm was relentless, a force meant to break us. But in that brief moment of light,
3 days lost, and the storm was relentless. Everything came down to this small fire, our last chance to signal for help.
stranded between the churning sea and the unforgiving sky, the smoke was the only prayer they had left.
The storm was passing, but the true test had just begun. A distant ship, their last chance for survival.
The last wisp of smoke gone. The ship disappeared into the haze, taking with it the final.
The ridge offered a view, but no rescue. We had to accept the failure and face the jungle once more.
Down here, the jungle doesn't just surround you, it tries to consume you. Every step is a gamble. The The jungle gives life, but demands vigilance in return. Every meal is a reminder of how little we have left.
After the storm, the world felt reborn. We had survived, fragile against the jungle.
We left the only home we'd known on the island, trading the open sea for the unforgiving green. In this untamed wilderness, every step tells a story. The boar had passed this way, a reminder that they were not alone.
In the jungle, silence is your only weapon. One wrong step, one careless breath, and the hunt begins.
Here, the wind takes hold, and the true climb begins. There is no turning back now.
The ridge offered no quarter. Every footstep was a calculated risk. Every breath a battle against the thinning air.
On this desolate ridge, their only hope was to be seen. Every stone a prayer against the vast indifference of the ocean.
The fire is our only hope now. If anyone is out there, they will see the smoke. We just have to keep it going.
Stranded for weeks, they clung to the hope that this signal, their last resort, would finally be seen.
They had waited so long. Now, finally, salvation was in sight.
The island had taken everything but their will to survive. Now, salvation was finally here.
Against the relentless swells, the small craft pushed forward. The reef was a fortress of foam and
They had escaped the island, but the jungle held its secrets close. The journey home was just beginning.